Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Welcome, one and all. Let's see, who's here first? Judy Matasid. Thank you so much. Mary H. Lola Love. THMCD, rather. Let me see. R. Erickson. B. Martim. Emma D. Love those flowers. Pick me nots. And let's see, did I say Emerald Derrick? I don't think so. Lydia Washington, Sherry Melicon, Lola Love, and a host of friends and others. Aha. Okay, so thank you very much. Okay. Let me see. Let me see. Intelligent, Eliant, revamped. Okay. Am I saying it right? Eliant. All right. Thank you so much for being here. And let's see, Charmaine James, thank you. Kathy Jones, Gerald Young. Okay, or is it Gerard? Gerald, no, Gerald. Why am I saying Gerard? Right, right. This is not my greatest thumbnail, but it looked like something I just threw together. Yeah, it was something I threw together. It was something I threw together. I had kind of a busy day today, so everything is kind of thrown together. With love, of course, thrown together with love. Okay, so let's get on with it. Tonight is the Screen Actors Guild Award. Now, I actually had a little screen open to the corner just in case. I don't suspect that just because it's on Netflix, I don't suspect that there's any reason to believe that our Duchess was going to be one of the presenters, but who's to say that she wouldn't be? So I was hoping that that would be the case, but so far, no. But yeah, so that is going on right now on Netflix. And let's see. Hmm, is that one mine? Yep, that one's me. So, wow, maybe it's gone off already. But yeah, I was actually, while I was prepping, I was watching that, hoping against hope that somehow, some way, that our Duchess would do one of the award presentations. But okay, that's so weird. Now I don't even see it. I know it's on Netflix. I know I was watching it, but now I don't see where you could even like tap into it. Oh well. Um, so much for that. But yeah, I was hoping. Uh, wow, and you know what? They said they spent $20 million per episode for that last Airbender. But then some people are saying they don't like it, but shouldn't let that discourage you if you want to watch it. All right, let me get away from this. I wanted to kind of bring it back up so I can have it in the corner, but oh, it just finished. Thank you. No wonder. All right, I was looking for it, and I'm just like, well, where is it? I know I was just looking at it. Well, thank you, because you know I'd have been here all day trying to find it. So no, Duchess of Sussex tonight, then, huh? Okay, they're lost. I'm sure they're lost. All right. Thank you so much for that. Yeah. And a matter of fact, I think we all thank you for snapping me out of it because you know, 10 minutes later, I'd still be looking for it. Now, I know I just seen it. But anyway, I think that is a beautiful trophy. I love the Screen Actors Guild trophy. My other favorite is the Emmy Award. I think that's my favorite of all of them. I mean, just the trophy itself as a work of art. Take a look at this thing. This is so clever. You see that? You have the faces of comedy and tragedy, which always, is a symbol of actors. Like if you look at some theaters or some opera houses or anything that has to do with live entertainment, If you ever see the faces of comedy and tragedy, that means, of course, the smile, and then, of course, the sad face. Um, that, of course, represents the actor, the one extreme mood to the other. And I love this. I mean, it's just like when you take the mask away, the face has no expression, but it's interchangeable. And of course, that represents the changing mood of the dialogue and the scenery and everything. So, whoever came up with this design, genius. I love it. Very cool. But yeah, so as a statue, I think it is a great work of art. And also, I don't know who the inspiration was, but I'm kind of thinking perhaps Pearl from 227. You know, she had that mushroom haircut. You think so? I mean, certainly not the body, but the hair. Definitely inspired by Pearl from 227. Because you know, Pearl was rocking that hair even from that time she had her guest appearance on Good Times. Remember when they thought she was feeding people dog food? They thought she was so poor she was eating dog food. So, yeah, that that Pearl hairdo got I don't know what the actor's name was, but I mean to tell you, she went through years in Hollywood with that same hairdo. Wait, I'll show you. See what I mean? Pearl rocked that mushroom cut for decades on television. Decades. She had that same mushroom cut. So it just goes to show it just goes to show if you have a hairstyle that suits you, stick with it because centuries might go by. People will live and die. The arts and entertainment will change and evolve, but that hairdo stays the same. So I think that was one of the inspirations. And what a fitting monument to her for her decades of service. You know, I ain't got nothing better to do. Okay. See you later, Pearl. Pearl, the consummate nosy neighbor. Hey, Lucy Wynn. NASDAQ. Let's see. NASDAQ. Uh, Paulette Clow. Marianne Morris. Thank you so much for being here. Lorna Williams. Let me see. Why does that remind me of Kate's situation? It's a tragedy, also a comedy. Where is Kate? And when take her mask? Yeah, when you take that mask away, there's nothing. Absolutely nothing. Everything goes quiet. You're so right about that. Okay. All right. So let's move on. Now, did anyone catch this? They were, look at there, it's on Hulu, Fire TV, Roku, whatever that is, and Pluto, YouTube. I've never seen that one before. What is it? Exmo, or whatever, and Tubi, and of course ABC. You can stream that from all of those. So it was the same thing that we watched on the other day, but yeah, they're streaming it, and I'm glad. I'm glad. Now the only thing is they had added something to the well. Jobo is not part of the video, but they added him Jobo, and I forgot who else. One of those other horrible royal reporters. So it's not in this video, but if you go down and click on it, then there's what's his name, Robert Jobson. Um, why they had to throw him in there is a disappointment and unfortunate. But like I told you guys, sometimes I can watch a documentary and I'm enjoying it, and maybe I'm thinking I'm seeing something I didn't know or something I never seen before, and then all of a sudden there goes one of those god awful, miserable, terrible royal reporters, and it just takes all the wind out of my sails. So it was one of those situations. Yeah, a repeat of the previous interview. Leg says they took footage from Harry's interview too. Oh, okay. You mean to tell me? You mean they shortened it or extended it or what? They took footage from Harry's interview too. Ugh. Oh well, thank you so much for the super chat. But I mean, I watched it and I kind of feel like everything was intact. But then all of a sudden, there's Robert Jobson. And did you notice that it almost looked like he had some tears coming out of his weaselly eyes? Robert Jobson's eyes seem to be watering a bit, not as an emotional thing, but just I'm so miserable that I'm not making as much money as I used to, kind of a thing. But he looked a bit glassy eyed for some reason, but I don't know why. Oh well. Okay, Lady T, thank you so much for being here. All right, let's move on. Oh, they took things from Spare interview. Oh, really? I did not know that. Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to go back and check that out again. Thank you so much, Lex. Thank you very much. I don't know how any American can watch him like that without thinking about one of those infomercials where there are side effects from taking certain. Oh man. Let's see. What do you have here? Wheezing, heavy breathing, redness, and don't forget bloating. Bloating. Massive bloating. Okay. And well, from what I hear, Charles III is not going to the what's the next big thing they have? They have the Commonwealth Day, right? And there's something else, and it slipped my mind. It's something else that they said that he's not going to attend. That people thought that he might go, but oh, Constantine's birthday. The not well, the remembrance or prayer or whatever they're having for Constantine of Greece, right? The king of Greece. They're having a party or gathering or something to remember him. Now, the reason why I said I thought that would be very important to Charles and Camilla is because um, the first time that Charles and Camilla ever were seen in public together and in the company of Elizabeth II was at Constantine's party. Well, they're having a prayer service at the St. George Chapel for Constantine, I guess a year since he died, or remembrance, or whatever they're calling it. They're having a service, and Charles is not going to attend, which is surprising, but I suppose considering it just makes me wonder what the state of his health is. It really does. And considering that Willie Leaks is the next on the throne, I am hoping that Charles lives a long, long time for that reason. For that reason, because there's just so much that could go wrong whenever William takes that throne. And I'm just afraid that he's going to uh, try to make trouble in some kind of way or the Sussexes. That really bothers me because he's vindictive, um, jealous, as evident by the fact that every time that the Sussexes are doing something, every time Harry in particular is out and about, here comes Willie. And it seems like he falls over himself trying to look relevant. It means everything to him to outdo Harry. And honestly, you guys, he should be winning. And the reason why I say that is because he has the tabloids, he has the $1 billion fortune, the resources of the House of Windsor, right? And he is the next sovereign. He should be winning, but instead he's losing. And the reason why that bothers me, not that I don't enjoy it, but when someone is desperate, someone is dangerous, right? Desperate people are dangerous. And that is why, and he is a bully. He is a bully, and he's capable of some very uh, dodgy things. I mean, it's because of him that they had to leave Kensington Palace. And I'm going to say it's partially his fault that they had to leave the United Kingdom, which is a blessing in disguise, but still, he's a very dangerous person. He is a very, very dangerous person. And the worst thing you could do is underestimate somebody as fragile as he is. Black Queen, thank you so much for the super sticker, and thank you for being a member of Royal Sussex, and thank you so much for being a moderator, and thank you so much for being well and healthy and fit and ready to rock and roll for 2024 as the Sussexes have their best year ever. Their best year ever. So thank you so much for that. And thank you very much. All right. Lex says, exactly. Oh, that's not for me. Sorry about that. Okay, let me scroll here. Lex says, what are they going to do at Remembrance Day service? Thank you. That's it. That balcony is mighty thin. Camille has to take out her rivals. She is the best in the show. Absolutely. Well, it's going to be at the St. George Chapel. So they're going to be in Windsor. I doubt if there'll be any type of balcony appearance, but um, but yes, absolutely. Best in show. Best in show. Absolutely. Okay. Thank you very much. Susie Q says, Baron, that bothers me too. Yeah, absolutely. It's a good thing. I will never say that it was bad that they left because it avoids a lot of problems later on. One of the things is that if the Sussexes remained there, Willie Leaks would be the one in control of the money. You know, um, who knows what he'll get up to when his time comes, if he makes it. I mean, there's the way things are looking right now, and I'm making this prediction today. Don't be surprised if he doesn't make it on that throne. Do not be surprised. I can't speak to where he'll be, but don't be surprised because he has some serious issues. He had some serious issues, and the courtiers can only cover for you so much. But that is going to be his undoing, are those courtiers. If you look at where we are right now, this time last year, both Will and Kate was falling over themselves to outdo Harry and Meghan. And remember, I was saying, y'all don't worry about it. They ain't gonna last that long. They ain't used to working like this. By spring, they're gonna disappear. I was wrong. They didn't disappear. They just kept coming back over and over and over again. But the rate that they were working, the stress that it was causing them was unsustainable. And what happens? Oh, well, they did make it all the way through December, but then now they're disappeared. We've only seen Willie leaks 3 times. And as for Kate, we haven't seen her for 2 months. But as long as the Sussexes are part of that family, I mean, there's enough damage that comes from Meghan's side of the family, but they ain't got no money, so they can only do so much. But it's the other side of the family, and it's William that is so volatile. So I'm not comfortable with that. But I'm glad they're left because it would be living hell for them to be in that family and having William telling them where to go and what to do and constantly plotting against them. You know, it's one thing if you're working against me and I'm in the house with you. It's another thing if I am away from that institution and you're not controlling the purse strings. Could you imagine the mischief he would have gotten up to if the Sussexes were still there dependent upon that money like that? It would be nightmarish. But yeah, thank you very much, Susie Q. This photo right here, I don't know if that was from this past trip. Meghan did not wear gloves outside. She was depending on, well, wait a minute. I think she did wear some gloves at one point, but not mittens. So, um, anyway, very cool photo, by the way. I just saw that today. This may have been from some other, well, when they went, no, was it cold then? I don't think so. It wasn't that cold. Anyway, I don't know where it comes from, but that was a nice little surprise one. Lacey D, thank you so much for the super sticker. Thank you so much for being here. And thank you, as always, for watching Royal Sussex. And then this one, of course, is AI. So I tell you, they were just as handsome a couple, whether it was AI generated or the real thing. Um, but I tell you, one thing that you notice about this photo is that look at the size of Meghan's thighs. I mean, she's got the huge thighs, whereas Meghan is a little more slender than that. But they did kind of beef up the thighs with the AI, but it's okay. But still, the likeness is very good. But yeah, one of the ways you can tell it's AI is that there's no reflection on the lenses of their sunglasses. So that makes it very obvious that it's AI. I remember the first time I saw it, I just wasn't sure. But then I just noticed that tonight. So this is the real deal, and that is AI. But one thing's for sure, they are still enjoying each other's company, and that is an amazing thing. Yes, the AI, uh, they always mess up the thing. Well, not always, but her fingers do look weird. Look at how short they are. Yeah, her fingers are very short. Yeah, I don't know why it is the AI cannot seem to get those hands correct, but the AI has a problem with hands. Now, this has been trending. Um, do they have all their fingers? Huh? This has been trending like crazy. I was nothing to her. She looked straight through me. She's not. She is not your friend. You're there to do a job. That is what the squatty said about that. Okay, so I saw this yesterday and I didn't want to share it, but I'm just going to let you hear the part where he said she looked right through him, which of course is my favorite part. Um, yeah, but that was his reaction. And this he's speaking about the time when the Sussexes were in Africa, right? And oh, okay, let me plug this in. So yeah, they were in Africa, and he was given the opportunity to ask Meghan two questions. And by his own admission, uh, if they say two, you always try to get that third question in. And Meghan, being the consummate professional, was unflappable. Uh, as much as I'm sure she was uncomfortable, you would never know it. Like one part of the interview, he said that Harry was bristling at the press when they were in on the Oceania tour. And Meghan sat there just as serene and beautiful and pleasant, while Harry was throwing daggers from his eyes. Meghan was very poised and elegant, right? Which is why I say this whole princess thing, if anybody was uniquely qualified to do that work, it would be Meghan, because even when they had the thing in New York, you would never know how she felt about it, because she definitely has the poker face. You just don't know what she's thinking, you don't know what she's feeling, and her outward appearance is very pleasant, so you have no way of knowing. Lex says Baldy will be his own downfall. Owes too many people. Wooten, Jones, Knopf, media, police. He has lost the narrative. He only has that island. Yeah, you know what, Legs? I could not agree with you more. He has lost the narrative, and he owes a world of debt to so many people. Remember that little sound bite I played for you, where they said, well, there's quite a few fruity stories about Willie, but immediately they were cut off and said, well, we can't talk about it here. And the one guy was like, is there? He was like, is there? Yes, there is. Yes, there is. Fruity stories. His words, not mine. Okay, here goes.
Hacking the press, particularly the tabloid press, and it made front pages everywhere. But you wouldn't have known that talking to Meghan. She was absolutely, smiled nicely, answered my questions. I was allowed two questions, but of course, like all journalists, you always ask a cheeky third question, see if you can get away with it. It was a deliberately innocuous, cheeky third question, because I knew that Harry was in a bad mood that day. There'd been a bit of an altercation between him and a television reporter. So I kept it nice. But she answered my third question. But while talking to her, I just got the impression that she was focusing on a point about 12 inches behind the back of my head. She was just looking straight through me. And once we over and she said bye and walked off, I convinced if I bumped into her, she wouldn't have known who I was. I was just a nothing to her. It was a very weird experience. She was totally professional, but no personal engagement whatsoever.
That's a real shame. So you concentrate on the rules that are here and working. Obviously, I think.
So there you go. He said she appeared to look right through him. And I agree. Oh, by the way, thank you again, Lex. I agree. Whatever it was she was thinking or feeling, she wasn't giving it up freely. And so let me play what Meghan said in that exchange, the actual exchange, not his response to it. And then you can hear her words.
So we've heard a lot about gender-based violence on this film.
Yeah.
What's been the impact on you on hearing and discovering firsthand so much about the problem in South Africa? And is it something you will continue to campaign on back in the UK?
Look, it's been very important to me for a long time to focus on women's and girls' rights, and especially their empowerment. So to be able to see this from afar and then now see the work that's being done on the ground, I think what's really key is to focus on the work that needs to be done, but also how much incredible work is being done, and to be able to be here and help support those people who are really actively working to champion the rights of women and girls.
It's now the penultimate day of the tour.
It is.
From your point of view, how's it gone? And do you think that you as a woman of colour can bring something new and interesting to the way the royal family engages with people in countries such as South Africa?
Well, the Commonwealth is a very diverse place, right, with 53 countries. And so being a part of this family and the platform that comes with that is an incredible responsibility that I take really seriously. Being able to be in Africa and South Africa, it's my first time being in this country, has been really powerful. And, Harry has continued on in a couple other countries. We're reuniting today. I can't remember why I miss him so much. No, I think for us, it's just been a really special trip because you get to see when you're focusing on the causes that are really important to us. You can see that the impact is good and it feels meaningful.
Talking about how's it been for you as a family? You've had 4-month-old Archie here.
Yes,
how's it been having Archie with you and also being separated from Harry all this time?
Oh my goodness. Well, we're doing well. I think the schedule, they've been very kind to me because everything's based around Archie's feed time. So it's a full plate, but we're making it work. It's worth it. So thank you.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks, everybody. Thank you.
So there you have it. Sorry the sound was so low on that one, but if there was something going on, you would not have known the difference one way or the other. She was very professional, and that was one of the things he said is that she was very professional. Let me see. He's lying. Didn't Archie almost die? Well, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. He is lying, and yes, number two, Archie did have that situation. So he, of course, they did not report on that. No one that was on that trip reported on that. They didn't want Meghan or Harry to mention it. They didn't want them to cancel their engagement, no matter how rattled they were. They wanted them to just get on with it and go out there, and they did. They did what was required, but there was no consideration, no sympathy or anything from the press. They just pretend like they knew nothing about it. And all these books that they have written over the past few years, none of them have mentioned it until Meghan brought it up. And I still think that they have avoided mention of what happened with Archie's nursery. Thank you very much, Legs. But yeah, no one would mention it. Let's see. Red Lady, she was just seeing past his BS. That's what that was. That look was uncomfortable for him because he couldn't hide his intentions. Here. And thank you for 4 months membership, Red Lady. Thank you very much. But yeah, and Harry does not hide his emotion. Harry feels a certain way about the press, and far too often, for their comfort, he lets them know it. He lets them know it. He cannot pretend that he's content being around them at all because of the way that they have treated him and the way that they have treated his mother. And then, if that's not enough, now they, of course, are after his wife. And if they ever get the chance, they will make life miserable for those children if they ever got the chance to do that. B. Martin says, see, they don't know why they not invited to the party. And the press, usually that kind of press is not invited. Harry did not invite them to the wedding, and that was a bone of contention. But up into the wedding, and soon thereafter, they were writing all this trash about Meghan. And so, why would you invite people like that? Why would you invite people like that? Thank you, B. Martin. And thank you for being a member as well. But yeah, why would you want those kind of people around? J. Matt says he used his mumbling and hand gesture. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you guys have a chance to see it, I know it's been floating around on Twitter, on X, but couldn't possibly share it here. But yeah, it was all of those things, and it was very uncomfortable, even though she handled herself so well. Just knowing what had happened on that trip makes it hard to watch. Let's see, Mary. Okay, okay. Anyway, Mr. Thank you so much for the Cash App, and thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. Okay. And let's see, NASDAQ, thank you so much for the super sticker, and thank you for being a member of Royal Sussex. So take a look here. Well, you guys, I don't know if something is different now. Now, I was hesitant to share the photos from the lunch date because I'm like, these are pap photos. And usually, when they're pap photos, the mainstream media does not share them. But for whatever reason, Meghan has captivated people with this outfit from that day, which is a great outfit. And style wise, it seems to have set tongues wagging. Vogue magazine, E News, Town and Country with the gray sweater that she was wearing, the cashmere sweater. As you can see, they wanted in on it. And this is an award show weekend. You would think that they would be focused on all of that stuff, but yet they did not spend a lot of time wondering what other people were wearing this weekend. They spent a lot of time talking about what Meghan wore to lunch. Now, if that doesn't scream influential, I don't know what does. The Sussexes are global leaders, and you know, aside from say the first lady or something like that, or some award season, we don't usually have those conversations about what someone wore. Um, we don't have that so often here. I mean, we do, but it's usually focused or centered around something unique or singular, not somebody going to lunch. And yet, this is, I guess you could say, kind of like the whole influencer thing, as though this was Lady Gaga going to lunch or something like that. I mean, Meghan is an executive producer. She's a Hollywood producer. She's not in front of the camera these days, but there's just some magic about Meghan that seems to draw that kind of attention. And like I said, the reporters were very respectful, thank goodness. And and that does not mean that she was okay um, with their presence there. But again, Meghan does not reveal what she's feeling. She has always been very pleasant and even tempered when out in public, so you just wouldn't know. Oh, you know what? I did not. I did not. Thank you for the reminder. As a matter of fact, oh my goodness, I did not. I certainly did not. Thank you. Okay. I'll do that right now. Yeah, I know I didn't. That was the one step that I can recall that I did not do. Ah, thank you. That reminded me to do something else too. Ah, thank you, Lydia Washington. Okay. Got it, got it, got it. Well, you guys, we're almost at 52,000, 51,731. We're almost at 52,000. Shut the front door. Almost at 52,000. 100,000 is just a couple of years away. It's just a couple of years away, but we'll get there. We'll get there. You'll see. Just be patient. It's only a couple of years away. But yes, thank you so much. I didn't finish doing everything I needed to do. All right. So if you are a new subscriber, then that means you won't be able to comment in the live chat for at least a week of being subscribed. Or if you subscribed, let's say 7 days, well, 8 days ago, you should be fine. But you know what I mean. Long as it wasn't within the last 7 days, then you won't be able to comment. But yeah, thank you so much for that. Wow, I totally forgot. Okay, moving on. Disaster averted. But yeah, so that's what happened. Is the past couple days. Let's see, was it this one? Yeah, I guess it was just this one slide I had. But yeah, but there's a bunch of magazines and such where they took the time to talk about the outfits, and which is great. And I'm glad for our Duchess, and I'm happy for those sustainable or women founded companies or whatever the case may be. There's always a good strategic reason why our Duchess wears anything that she wears, but usually sustainability is what drives her choices, as well as elegance and timeless and all that kind of stuff. Oh my goodness, VS speaks royally. You're going to bed. Good night. Thank you so much. And I applaud you for being consistent with your sleep. That is very important. Michelle Breathwaite, thank you so much for the super sticker. And thank you so much for being a member of the Royal Sussex. Remember, the memberships are available for as low as $4.99 a month. Thank you very much. So moving over here, you can see the merch. It's unfortunate that we are not allowed to buy the Archwell merch, but I don't know when. Well, one of the squatties posted that, and I'm like, oh, I didn't know that Harry had ever worn one of their Archwell hats, but there he is. And I do believe that this is from Canada. I think it is, but yeah, that's Harry wearing the Archwell merch. We're not welcome to it, but if you work at Archwell, then I guess that's part of it. You get to gear up with the Archwell merch, and don't forget they have the Archwell shopping bags and such. But I don't know, maybe there should be a Royal Sussex shopping bag. I should work on that. I had tried that spring before for the merchandise, and when I tried to change the colors and everything, that turned into a nightmare. Navigating that website is not so easy, but I'm going to go back and try it again. It would just make more sense if I would just do a bulk order myself, especially for the people that have the memberships. But oh, that means being organized and stuff, and that is not always my strong suit. You ever see when they put a dog biscuit on a dog's nose and the dog is focusing and concentrating, trying not to eat that biscuit? Well, that's me when it comes to being organized. I'm barely making it just doing this channel. If I try to do something else, then but I'm gonna try it. That's gonna be something that I try in the future. Either that or I should try to recruit someone to help me with it. But yeah, so but just picture the dog with the biscuit on his nose. That's the level of my focus and concentration. I'm usually good at doing one thing at a time. But if I try to multitask, all hell breaks loose. Okay, and then of course this was the other look of Meghan's that seemed to captivate people was the outerwear that she wore in Canada, including, of course, one of my favorite pieces for her, the Cartier tank watch. Love the Cartier tank watch. Good look for her. But yeah, so that is what's been trending for most of the week, as far as the Sussexes are concerned. When they're not talking about Harry's green card status, and when they're not talking about whether or not he's trying to uh, get back into the royal family. But you know what they're not talking about? They're not talking about Willie Leaks and his big mouth when he said something about peace in the Middle East. They're not talking about that. They quickly remove that from the conversation. They don't want to talk about Willie Leaks and that whole thing to do with you know the Middle East. That has been taken away from the headlines. I think that whatever happened with that, I think he got the message because you had all these people that otherwise have been so favorable to Willie, and all of a sudden they're just like, "You need to shut up." All right. And speaking of Willie Leaks, I mean, take a look at this. Amanda Playtell, don't lecture us about Gaza, William. Just tell us how Kate is. Isn't that his paper? I mean, isn't he and Lord Nappyhead? I mean, they go back like cornrows? And that was in Lord Nappyhead's paper, the racially ambiguous owner of the Daily Mail or Daily Fail. I mean, that's his good buddy, right? And yet, like I said, they were sending him a message, and he's not used to being challenged like that. And as Legs were saying earlier, they have a lot of secrets. They have a lot of secrets. And I'm trying to remember, did Harry imply that there was a lot of reasons why they seemed to have so much control over that institution? But there's some reason why they have so much control. Um, and let's see what else is up there. Kate, your best friend 1 minute and your worst enemy the next. Expert claims. Well, that was going around before somebody made a phone call, and then they took it off of the internet. They swapped the name out for Harry's. But take a look at that. Take a look. Kate Middleton was in a coma and close to death. Palace is furious and denies. Now, that was from that Spanish publication. That was from the Spanish publication. And, well, because they won't say exactly what is going on, it leaves a lot of room for people to speculate. Spanish source reports that an unforeseen post-operative complication led to the drama. But they won't say what it was. They won't say what it was. The last thing we've heard is that she was moved from one house to another. The last time they moved a royal from one house to the other, we were in mourning for a couple of weeks. That's what happened the last time they moved a royal from one house to the other. You understand what I'm saying? That's what happened the last time. Now I'm sure that it's not that serious. At least I hope it's not, but I'm telling you, those two were working like crazy last year. At a feverish pace they were working, right? And then Omid Scobie's book came out. And do you all, I mean, of course you remember it was so recent. The pushback for that book was unprecedented. They didn't push back that hard against the Oprah interview. They didn't push back that hard against Spare or the docuseries. But branding those two, Kate and Charles, as racist, Well, ever since that happened, I mean, look at what happened. They both have suffered debilitating illness. Wow. I mean, just consider that. And I'm surprised that they're still blaming Harry and Meghan and haven't mentioned Omid. I mean, I don't want them to, but I'm just surprised. But it seems like when that book came out, and of course, it appeared that Kate was already suffering. We know that. It looked like something was wrong with her 2 years ago, a year ago. And it seemed like it was all going downhill in the past few months. But once Endgame came out, it seemed like that just everything went belly up. Lake says Lurch can't do PR from BAFTA. God, what up, bro? Exactly. I mean, this man has the bully pulpit, as they say. He's the next king. His father is keeping a low profile, and he's being upstaged by Camilla. How do you get upstaged by Camilla of all people? Anytime Camilla can upstage you, then you're weak. You hear me? Weak. You are weak if Camilla can upstage you. But I am sorry to harp on this so much, but I would be lying if I didn't say my curiosity was not getting the better of me because I just want to know exactly what is going on. Speaking of Camilla upstaging, like I said, anytime you allow Camilla to upstage you, you're doing something terribly wrong. Thanks again. Okay. And Lisa D just became a new member of Royal Sussex. Well, thank you so much and welcome aboard. Very cool. Now, at the bottom there, it says Kate Middleton hires new private secretary Elizabeth Equerry. Elizabeth II's equerry and war hero who will captain his return after medical leave. Now, that is translated from Spanish, but that was in the Spanish version of Vanity Fair. And they said that he is a Roger Federer lookalike. That is how they said. Now, I did hear that she was hiring somebody new, right? And I don't know if he's been working for her before that, but okay, he has hair to die for, right? And I'm not insinuating anything, but he has that incredible hair, chiseled features. Looks like he fills out that suit rather nicely. And how long did they say she was going to be away? How long did they say she was going to be away? Not when she was coming back, but what was that number that we heard? Anyone? I'll wait for it. How long did they say she was going away? I'm waiting. Hey, and didn't it appear as though she was flirting with Roger Federer? Was that Roger Federer? Who was that she was flirting with? Yeah, yeah, the number nine. The number nine. Have they already been working? Thank you, everybody. Have they already collaborated? And it's odd that the palace would throw that number out there knowing that that's what everyone is thinking, right? And maybe they're doing this just to F with us. Maybe they're doing this just to F with people, just to sow seeds of confusion But why 9? Why not 8? What is it that is going to happen in 9 months that could not happen in 8 months or 6 months or 10 months? Why not just say she's taking a year off? But instead, they go out of their way to say 9 months. Odd. Odd. Let me see. What's his eye color? More brown eyed kid. Yes, yes. For a family of green and blue eyes, that it appears as though there's brown eyes in those siblings is a bit concerning. Thank you very much, Legs. But yeah, so again, you have to go to Spain to get a different story, right? You go to Spain and they tell you that she was allegedly in a coma. You go to Spain and they tell you that this oh gosh, he kind of reminds me of Taylor Lautner from the Twilight series. Kind of reminds me of him, but good looking guy. Good looking guy. Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens. I mean, she doesn't have any good girlfriends, but let's see how they get along in public. Oh, Rosemary's Baby is going to be Andrew's baby, allegedly. Oh, man. Rosemary's Baby. Well, I'm. You had me at Rosemary's Baby. Oh, man. But okay. I'm just going to say this one more time. Just, I want to hear myself say it out loud. You're working feverishly all the way up until the Christmas Carol. Now, what I'm saying is a lot of work for them is not much work for real people, right? And then let us not forget that she was looking mighty po before Christmas, right? And then Christmas, there's that walk. I'm doing a little review. And that was Christmas Day, I believe. And then what was it? The 28th of December, there's that very mysterious looking convoy headed toward the hospital from Sandringham. Hope everything's okay. The press, of course, didn't say anything about that. And then January, what was it, the 7th or whatever it was? Then we find out that she's had abdominal surgery. It's not cancerous, abdominal surgery. But isn't that what they said about Charles? It was non-cancerous, right? Only for them to come back and say that Charles, well, anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. Then 90 minutes later, as bizarre as it sounds, what was supposed to be a scheduled surgery for Kate is suddenly pushed to the side because Charles has an announcement. Charles wants everybody to know that his situation down there, it seems to be expanding, right? Only for them to come back days later and say, yeah, you know what, it was cancer, right? Well, if they said that his wasn't cancer, but it was, who's to say that the same could not apply for her? And they're just not saying. I mean, if you're withholding information about what the surgery was, then who's to say you're not withholding that information? And the same with Charles. If you're withholding information about what type of cancer it is, remember, we don't know what kind of cancer it is. They won't say. So it's the inconsistency of them being forthcoming with this and excuse me, and holding back with that. That is what makes this so strange, is that you're super informational and forthcoming with one thing, but then you get to a certain point and you want to hold it back. Doesn't make sense. YM George says, I'd love a royal episode of Maury Povich. Here, here. Here, here. Although, when it comes to shouting at one's partner, I don't know if Kate would ever be able to rise to that occasion. But yeah, although I'd pay good money to see it, but yeah, the shouting part, I'm not sure how she'll handle that. It's very difficult to shout and to use that fake posh accent. Which, by the way, one of the things is that they were saying is that she was taking elocution lessons. Let me see. B. My Tim says, "You are not the father." Thank you, B. Martin. You are not the father. Willie Leaks, you are not the father. Well, leave it to the Spanish media. They are saying the things that other people won't say, that the British media won't say. Now, there is one school of thought, and that is that the British media has been selling stories to the Spanish media because there's certain things that they want to circulate that they're afraid to speak about domestically. But if a foreign news group brings it up and it gets traction, then maybe, just maybe, they will get the green light to talk about it themselves. Well, I don't know that they actually would. The only thing that I think is flawed about that is the idea that they're selling a story to the Spanish media. I couldn't see them actually selling the story. I could see them just giving it away. But why would you sell it when you can swap and exchange with them? Lake says, I don't think that body can rise to that occasion. Well, let me tell you, only if there is a pulled pork sandwich involved. I mean, for a pulled pork sandwich, there's not much that Willie Leaks cannot do. Here, here. Thank you very much, Lex. Yes, for a pulled pork sandwich, anybody who would go all the way to Poland for a pulled pork sandwich, I fear is capable of anything. Let's see. Red Lady says maybe she's got a tummy tuck that didn't go too well. Well, I mean, but why would she need that? I mean, considering how she was before, um, that doesn't seem like it would be necessary. But um, people have been saying karma, karma, and karma, and and sometimes I don't like to say that, although I'm thinking it. I don't like to say that part out loud, but you have to admit that those two people have been dreadful. Oh, by the way, thank you so much for your super chat. But those two people, Willie and Katie, they have been terrible to Harry and Meghan. And there have been some people here in the squad, these aunties, these grandmothers that have been praying for the Sussexes, you know? And I believe that prayer works. I mean, you guys prayed for my brother, and let me just tell you, I never said what was wrong with him, but this guy is a miracle. Do you hear me? The fact that he is still amongst us is nothing short of a miracle. So those same prayers that seem to sustain him, I'm just saying, if anybody from Kensington Palace is listening right now, those prayers that sustained my brother all this time, I think y'all better leave Harry and Meghan alone, because these are some very powerful praying aunties. Y'all need to leave them alone. I don't know how tough y'all think y'all are, but leave Harry and Meghan alone, because it seems to be a rash of things going on that is almost unexplainable. I mean, stuff like this just doesn't happen to them people. And yet it did. Yet it did. So, I say leave them alone. Things will go better for you. Anastasia, thank you so much for being here. Yep. Oh well. And so Janet Street Janet Street Porter, not Walker. Janet Street Porter receiving my hard-earned CBE was the proudest moment of my life. That's why, unlike Catherine Hamnet, I would never chuck it in the bin. Her pointless stunt is just another slogan for one of her t-shirts. Well, I didn't know who this what is her name? Catherine Hamnet. I didn't know who she was. Well, that is a her. That's her on the right side. And she has been making I think she's 77 years old, and she has been making t-shirts for years. As a matter of fact, she caused great embarrassment to who was that prime minister that reminds me of Julia Childs? Margaret Thatcher. That's it, Margaret Thatcher. Margaret Thatcher, she embarrassed her one day by wearing a t-shirt that was speaking out against the cruise missile or some kind of missile system. She goes to meet Margaret Thatcher and she throws her coat open and there's a anti-missile shirt. And no problem. Anyway, she looks like she could be on Loose Women, doesn't she? Loose Women, that show where you have a bunch of aging relics that sit around and tell you what Black people think and how much Black people love the royal family, right? And that the royal family is not racist. Anyway, she took her CBE and she walked out of her house and she spoke out against the genocide and then she threw it in the bin. And so there's an old photo of her when she received her CBE from Queen Elizabeth II. Catherine Hamnet was happy to join the establishment and accept prestigious honor, the CBE, from the Queen, wearing a flamboyant hat by Philip Tracy, festooned with what is that? Oh, wait. Oh, there it is. Blood red. What else? Cock feathers. Blood red cock feathers. So, and I kind of think one of the reasons why Queen Elizabeth gave her that is because she embarrassed Margaret Thatcher. And as you know, the Queen and Maggie didn't get along so well. But yeah, so she threw it away. So Margaret, I'm sorry, Janice Street Porter. Yeah, Janice Street, Janet, what is it? Oh yeah, Janet Street. Why do I keep saying Walker? Jeanette Street Porter is Porter. She spoke out about it, saying that receiving that was the proudest moment of her life. Well, you guys heard me play some sound bites from Loose Women where she has been carrying the water for the royal family for years. And see, as Petal has said time and time again, when they give you that trinket, when they give you those trinkets, they expect you to defend them. You are obligated to defend the royal family. And whoever came up with the idea for these honors was a genius because more often than not, it solidifies the loyalty between subject and sovereign. All of those people that receive that CBE or whichever alphabets it is always seem to come to the rescue of the royal family. You cannot shade them when these people are around. Now, of course, you guys, um, I could not help but notice that the women of Loose Women bear a striking resemblance to the neighbors of the Flintstones, the Ghoulies. Um, I've shared this before, but for those of you that are new to Royal Sussex, you can see the striking resemblance between the the dames of Loose Women and the Ghoulies. If they ever had a made-for-TV movie, or if they ever took the Ghoulies to the theater, you could. Oh, no, I'm sorry, the Gruesomes. The Gruesomes. If they ever took the Gruesomes to the theater, they could play all of those roles. You see there? The resemblance is amazing. It's amazing. And of course, there was one person who challenged them in a way that no one else ever has. And that, of course, is our good girlfriend. Um, where is she at here? Stacey Solomon. She's the only one that successfully challenged them.
But I just don't get it. I don't get any of it.
What do you mean? You don't get what?
I don't get why we're so obsessed with these humans that are exactly the same. Like, it could be us four sitting there. I just don't get it.
But are you talking about what you mean as royals?
I
or
love
as,
the
like,
Queen.
Kim Kardashian. Because for me, they're becoming celebrities.
Well, yeah, to me, that's all they are.
The Queen
is their celebrity.
For me, is brilliant.
I love the Queen.
No, duty, responsibility.
She's always
figurehead.
worked really hard,
But
hasn't
I would
she?
work hard if the whole country paid for me to have like 12 houses and work really hard.
They don't pay for all of the houses. But
Just a few.
Yeah. And then that one that says, I love the Queen. I don't know about you all, but for some reason, I cannot see her and not see the Grinch that stole Christmas. I cannot see her and not see the Grinch. You see what I mean? I can never see her and not see the Grinch. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Maybe I'm wrong to point that out. It's not nice to make light of someone's appearance, but I'm just saying she kind of creeps me out. Not only I love the Queen, but she looks just like the Grinch that stole Christmas. That's it. I'm done with that. Just like him. So I love the Queen. What a kiss up. Speaking of Queen, you guys, speaking of Queen, I don't know if you realize this. Now, I'm sure that a lot of us have been fans of Queen for years, right? We've been fans of Queen for years. And so I don't know if this is yet another creation of AI, or am I misremembering the events of Live Aid? Because it turns out that yes, Queen was at Live Aid, but which Queen was it? Which Queen was it? Now I'm starting to doubt myself. Exactly which Queen was at the Live Aid? You see what I mean? And another one's down. Another one bites the duster. Hey. Another one bites the dust. Yes. I tell you, AI is going to change the way we see this world. Now, because of AI, I don't know which Queen I was remembering. Was it Queen or was it the Queen? You see what I mean? Was it Queen or the Queen? That is going to really mess up things, because now when we remember things, we won't know exactly what we're remembering. that we'll start to doubt ourselves. Another one bites the dust. Hey, I'm going to get you too. Another one bites the dust. 1992, a year which I shan't look back upon with undiluted pleasure. It was a horrible Venus. Yep, but there you go. There you go. Sometimes you cannot remember whether or not you're remembering things the right way. Now, see what I mean? You're starting to doubt yourselves too. You too are starting to doubt exactly which queen. But no, there are some people that are of the opinion that it was Freddie Mercury and not Elizabeth Alexandra something something. Was it Elizabeth Alexandra Mary something Windsor? Yeah. So may have been Freddie Mercury, but it's incredible. I mean, they seem to where is it at? Oh, I'm going the wrong way. Seem like they yeah, very cool. Even got the watch on. Oh man. Yes, 2023, a year that they shan't look back upon with undiluted pleasure. Yeah, 2023 was a bad year. It was a bad year for them. 2023. But all I can say, you guys, is I remember the way they treated Harry and Meghan, and I don't want to say that it was karma. I don't want to say that it was anything else, but it seemed like that slim down monarchy is upside down. It's not slim down, it's upside down. That is a upside down monarchy. Not slim down, upside down. Okay, so let's move on. $100 million and counting. It appears that Bob Marley, One Love, has done a whopping $100 million in ticket sales. 100 million. One Love or 100 million, both are a good thing. So, congratulations to the producers and the filmmakers, actors, director. Congratulations, $100 million. Very, very impressive, especially at this time of year when some people just don't really go out to the movies. So, very, very cool. And take a look there. They put Spare in the section with African American authors. He has been invited to the cookout. Yeah, take a look there. Harry is in the section with African American authors. Yeah, they got him there with the black folks. It would appear that Harry has been invited to the cookout. Good for you, Harry. Light-skinned Harry. Light-skinned Harry invited to the cookout. Also this week, we heard about the housing crisis and how William seems to have all the answers. William has proposed to build some 24 houses with £3 million from his billion pound fortune, which, of course, if he was serious about things, he would know that 24 houses is not nearly enough. That's not even going to put a dent in it. There are thousands of families waiting for council housing. and William has proposed to build 24 homes. 24 homes. Have you ever heard that term, a flash in the pan? Have you ever heard that term, a flash in the pan? Because that's all it is. That is not enough to really change things. Good for the handful of people that will have a chance to pay rent to Willie Leaks. I mean, they're not getting the housing for free. But 24 homes, it's not even worth mentioning. Something like that, you just do it, right? But mentioning that as a solution to the housing crisis, especially when you are not actively petitioning other landlords to do the same. If William had proposed to build 24 homes and cried out to other landlords to build one new home for a needy family, just one, or something to that effect. Challenge, have a contest. Look at me helping them. Challenge or have a contest. But you know why he's not going to do that, don't you? If William opens up his mouth and declares to those other landlords to throw open the doors for low income housing to needy families, he's going to be away for 9 months. Lex says, is that the Three Little Piggy budget? I have concerns. This little piggy needed housing. This little piggy had no home. This little piggy was in a tent, and this little piggy is gone. And this little piggy went wah, all the way to the council housing. So, oh man. Yes, that's the story of the Cornwalls. That's a story that's unique to Cornwall. The three little piggies. Yeah, that's see, every region has their own version of the three little piggies. But unfortunately, in Cornwall, the three little piggies are homeless. La da dee da da da, la da dee da da da. Remember that song? What do they call it? She's homeless. Um, oh gosh, what was that song? La da dee da da. Oh well. Uh, now I told you guys nobody does it like Celibici. One of the reasons why I love Celibici is because Celibici will source some of the most humorous photos. And where they found this, I'll never know. But I don't, and the other thing I'll never know is how did Legs know that there would be somebody explaining to Willie Leaks how the three little piggies are homeless? Well, of course, for Cornwall, it's five little piggies. But don't you just love William's intrigued or concerned look? There's the only thing is, whenever William is intrigued or concerned or curious, you don't know whether to try to explain things or run for your life. You see what I mean? When he's intrigued, you're wondering, is he going to brandish a weapon or is he just puzzled? Oh man. How about if you were at a party and you went into you were looking for the restroom and you open up the door and there's Willie Leaks looking puzzled? I would have an out of body experience before I could remind my legs we need to run. Who's the person that gives him bad news? I wonder. I wonder who gives him bad news. Probably nobody. Would you want to be the one to give him bad news? I don't know if I could do it. I don't have the courage to give him bad news, especially if he looks like that. I couldn't do it. I wouldn't want to be the one to give him bad news. Speaking of AI, here's a new one. I think I shared the one on the right before, but they have generated an image of Charles III, which is like my new favorite. Love that one. If Charles III was not a pompous, overindulged sovereign of a country of 66 million tax-paying subjects, he would probably be that little slick hustler that you run into at the Copacabana. That would probably be Charles III. And Willie Leaks, maybe he wouldn't be so angry. Maybe he would be that person that has been studying guitar since high school. See what I mean? There you have the edgy Willie Leaks. That's actually a real photo. And then there's this Willie Leaks. So take your choice. I'm actually kind of afraid of that one. I'm actually kind of afraid of that one. Let me see. Okay, dress as Red Riding Hood was sending a message. Yes, yes, legs. Let me see if I can find that one. Kate dressed as Little Red Riding Hood. Yeah, that was definitely. Oh gosh, what did I call that one? If I could think of the name of it, I could find it a lot faster. I know it was something tail. Ah, there it is. There it is. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. Aha, a middle bum tail. Oh man. Yes, this is one I did myself. That is not AI. That was just a little clever cut and paste. I did that one myself. It is a combination Kate Middleton, Little Red Riding Hood, and whatever. What is it? A wives' tale? Wives' tale? But yeah, all designed for the maximum amount of attention. Thank you, Legs. Yeah, that is one of my favorites. One of my favorite edits. Okay, you guys, let me see. What else do I have left here? Oh, yeah. You know what? We're going to switch topics just a second here. Take a look there. Wait. Wait, what? Oh, you know what? I know what happened. I can't switch it because I got to take this away. Let me take that away. And you see there? There is a method to what Beyonce is doing. Someone posted this on the Twitter, X Twitter, and I was like, wow, wow. So if I was Dolly Parton, I would be so flattered and so honored. Dolly Parton is a huge fan of Beyonce's, and likewise, I'm sure. And well, Beyonce is, as you know, she's getting into country music, and she has her first country album. And yeah, so there you go. there you go. She's kind of channeling Dolly Parton. A Handmaid's Tale. Thank you, TV, and Anastasia. A Handmaid's Tale. I don't know why I couldn't remember that. What did I say it was? Anyway, A Wives' Tale, A Handmaid's Tale. Thank you. But yeah, so there you go. She is channeling Dolly Parton. And one of my favorite quotes from Dolly Parton, if you haven't heard the story, Dolly Parton said that she was in the on the main street in the town where she grew up, and she had told, I think it was her father. Her father, she was out. I guess it was her father, and she pointed to this lady in town that was notorious, and she said, "You know what? When I grow up, I want to look just like that." And her father was like, "Oh, you don't want to look like her." She said, "Yeah, I do." He said, "Oh, no, I don't think so. She's I guess this lady had some very questionable habits or whatever. And she had the big hair and the big lashes and, the low cut this and the short that and all that kind of stuff. And she said, "No, no, I'm pretty sure that's what I want to look like." And she said as soon as she could, that's exactly what she did. And she was a lady of irrefruit. Is that how you say it? But anyway, Dolly Parton said the one thing that she didn't know is that it costs a lot of money to look this cheap. She said it costs a lot of money to look this cheap. Only Dolly Parton could say that. Only Dolly Parton could say that. Let me see. Beyonce has a new haircut line of products, and I'm all in. I love her two new country songs. The what is that? The Racehorse or Madman? Is that a song? And they should be because black folks. Oh, okay, I get you. Invented country music as usual. Yes, yes. We have received a lesson about the history of country music. Even the banjo originates from Africa. So, yeah, this is a teachable moment for everyone where country music actually originates. So, and then there's a lot of people who know that. Um, and of course, even Elvis, he couldn't have done rock and roll if it wasn't for him, learning from black people. So all of these things kind of go together. Thank you, Marsha. I have a few country music songs I like. It's something in every genre of music that I like. And oh guys, what's his name? Is it BJ Thomas or whatever? And Gordon Lightfoot. Gordon Lightfoot. That's kind of bluegrass, or you know, I think it's a little country too. And there's just a few songs that I like that are country music songs. So, have you ever heard that old saying? Because country music is always about somebody losing their farm, losing their dog, losing their wife, losing their family, losing their truck. They say that if you play a country song backwards, instead of losing everything, you get everything back. So if you want your wife back, you want your farm back, you want your dog back, you just play the song backwards and everything comes back to you. What was that? Smokey and the Bandit. Eastbound and down 18. No, eastbound and down, loaded up and trucking. We gonna do what they say can't be done. We got a long way to go and a short time to get there. It's time to make old bandit run. Well, they're thirsty in Atlanta, and there's beer in Texarkana. and we're gonna get it back, whatever it takes. I love that song. Eastbound and down, loaded up and trucking. I mean, there's some good songs. Of course, that one was for a movie, but I'm just saying there are some good songs out there. And in the genre of country music, there are some amazing songs. Let's see. Mary H says, I have to listen to Beyonce's country music. I love her. Well, I tell you, Beyonce has a lot of things going for her, but my favorite thing about Beyonce is that she rises above all of the gossip and the nonsense. There's another person that I admire a lot that always, takes the high road and doesn't engage in petty back and forth with people. And we call her the Duchess of Sussex. There's a way to conduct yourself in public life where you don't have to keep a bunch of stuff going, and that's what I really admire about both Beyonce, um, Meghan, and even Dolly Parton. Dolly Parton has a way about her, and she avoids controversy. So yeah, there's gold in them thar heels. There is gold in them thar heels. Let me see. Really? Island in the Streams. Didn't know that. Did anyone know that BetterUp is the official mental fitness coaching tool? Uh, you mean in general, or did they just get like a new contract or something like that? Because I know that the military isn't the military doing something with BetterUp. I know they worked with the Invictus Games. I remember that. Dolly Parton came to the UK and was invited to tea at Kensington Palace by Kate, but Dolly turned her down. I guess she didn't want to be bored to death. Well, Gwendolyn, Lindsay, there was that. And then, of course, we all know that Stella Parton is a huge supporter of Harry and Meghan. And Stella Parton, of course, is Dolly Parton's sister. But Dolly Parton was being shady, but in the very Southern, polite way. Dolly Parton said, I would have loved to have gone by for tea, but I came here to work. Dolly said, I'm here to work. She said, I don't, if I had time to have tea, she said, but this is a working trip for me. Maybe some other time. But yeah, and to see the thing is, Dolly Parton could have just not even mentioned it, but she was on a radio show. I think she was doing a radio show, and she just told everybody about it. She didn't have to, but she just chose to do it. How embarrassing for Kate, who just wanted to take some photos with her. That's all it was. William and Kate, especially William, his strategy is to get as many photos with celebrities as possible. Don't know why, but he wants to get as many photos with celebrities as possible. Your business is in the United Kingdom. Why do you keep nosing your way into the US? I'll never know, but your business is over there. Why do you keep trying to push your way in over here? Country music and the blues came out at the same time. From the American slave, black folks invented rock and roll too. Some folks can't handle the truth. Hear, hear. Here, here. I love me some good blues, and I love me some jazz. Um, I would say that jazz or rhythm and blues, R&B, jazz, those are my favorites. But I can listen to just about anything as long as it's good music. I'm in. Yep, as long as it's good music, I'm in. People smile and tell me I'm the lucky one. We've just begun. I think we're gonna have a son. He will be like she and me, as free as a dove, conceived in love. The sun is gonna shine above everybody. And even though we ain't got money, I'm so in love with you, honey. Everything will bring a change of love. And in the morning when I rise, you bring the tears of joy to my eyes, telling me everything's gonna be all right. Love that song. Okay, let us move on. Oh, the Jar Jar Binks. Did you ever see when they put Willie Leak's photo next to Jar Jar Binks? That was funny. That was funny. Okay, gotta move on. I'm almost done, you guys. I'm almost done. Let me take this away and continue. So we're just about done. I was just sharing this collage of photos that one of the squatties had posted some time ago. You probably remember this is what's been going on in the past few years. The Christmas photo with Lilibet, the restaurant in Germany, in Dusseldorf, Harry at the Invictus Games. Um, what else? And of course, shopping for the wives in Japan, and Meghan and Harry posing with the American, what do they call it? Delegation, the American delegation that went to the Invictus Games. There they are with the UN secretary. Was she the secretary general at the time? Oh, United States ambassador to the UN. And then there they are at that school, Meghan wearing the Letterman jacket that they gave her in the UK. And that, of course, is from Jamaica. And Harry teaching the little girl how to drive the car. There's Archie with his floppy hat outside of the Trade Center on vacation at that island for rich folks. Remember where the billionaires go to get away from the millionaires? And there he is with Cedric the Entertainer. USO, that was from the movie premiere for, that was that theater premiere for, in San Diego, was it? For the Heart of Invictus. And then, of course, with the King of the Netherlands. Don't know what that one is. And then, of course, that was the Kiss with the, were they playing polo that day? And, of course, Harry at Invictus. All right. Again, from left to right. That, of course, was New York Ms. Award. That was the Formula One. Ripples of Hope. The President's Award from NAACP. Wow, I'm cranking them out, aren't I? That, of course, was at that. Was that a soccer football game? No, that was rugby, right? That was rugby. Whatever it was something to do with that little weasel Beckham. And of course, remember when he surprised people going to Texas that time? And then, of course, Intrepid. Kevin Costner's The Fundraiser. I don't know what the beach scene, that was from one of those. That was from the docuseries, right? Okay, dancing at Beyonce's concert, Living Legends, Central Park, um, Player of the Year award, and then of course Meghan was not there when Harry went. But anyway, that's what's his name and his wife, Nacho. And then, of course, another Kevin Costner. That was at the basketball game, right? And they were trying to get them to do the kiss on the kiss cam. Oh, there's a, well, I hate that that photo is in there. I didn't realize that one was in there, but we know what it is. But at least Archie's got his back turned. Polo, and that's another Pap. So, anyway, thank you to the squatties that put that together. Now, why do I have this here? I don't know. I was prepping for tonight, and somehow I had photos of some carryout. So I figured I'd just tease you all with this. There's nothing like a styrofoam container with some catfish that just burned through the wall of the styrofoam. Nothing like it with that bread up under it. Or how about some what else is up there? Got some chicken tenders. Oh, got some ribs. No, not ribs, but some wings with mild sauce. Some wings without mild sauce. Look like I don't know what that is in the middle. Is that a hoagie? And there on the far right at the top, that is a gyro. Yeah, that's I think in other countries they call it a kebab. But yeah, I don't know why I had that in my phone. But ain't you getting hungry now? I have no idea what restaurant that's from. I don't recall. But I had maybe I accidentally screenshot it or something. Yeah, but that looks good. That looks really, really good. I know. It's like I could just stick my hand right into the screen and grab a piece of that catfish. That kind of looks like JJ's. What is that fish place? Is it JJ's? That looks like JJ's. I know. Especially at this hour. Who does that? But yeah, so anyway, you guys, we are done. And our last word for the day is a prayer from one of the squatties, praying for Meghan and Harry. Oh God, we thank you for your many blessings upon Harry and Meghan in the week that has passed. Grant them restful and peaceful hearts today, full and overflowing with love, contentment, and joy. Guide their feet, direct their actions, strengthen their bonds with each other and those who love them, defend them from all evil, and give them victory over their foes. Through Jesus Christ, our Lord. Amen. There we go. So, anyway, that was from one of the squatties on the Twitter. Thank you so much for that. That is a beautiful, beautiful prayer. And of course, when we see our queens, it's time to go. And you know what I mean. All right. So that was our last word. Thank you, moderators, for keeping this a safe space, especially reminding me to put the troll spray on. Lydia Washington, thank you so much. Yeah, that's it. I think we're good. All right. Yes. Thank you. Love you guys. I will see you all tomorrow. And let's end with Madam Duchess. And have a wonderful night. I will see you all tomorrow.